Replicate. Oh yeah, replicate's just kicker, right? Like,
I think it's new.
I've mentioned this a lot when talking about cards before, but like most Magic mechanics are just kicker, right? Hey guys, it is currently 3 a.m. We've had a bunch of spoilers come out, so I've wanted to get this out as quickly as I could. I am Ryan, aka Deathrite Squid, and today I am joined by Kayosky. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Tired, man. It's really, really late. I was planning on going home, and then a bunch of cool stuff came out, and I'm like, let's just do an impromptu thing. So
let's go.
Let's just jump right into it, shall we? So we're looking at a card here called Force of Vigor. What do you think?
What do I think?
What do you think?
You're exiling a green card, which means that you're playing green. Bombing 2 for 1 card is nice, but
it still costs you. It's still a 2 for 1. Like, it's still a 1 for 1 because you lose 2 cards, right? Unless you cast it.
Think of is you're like, I'm gonna play this against Affinity, and you're like, cool. You hit cranial plate.
Yep.
And then what?
Arcbound Ravager. There's going to be a bunch of those floating around and everyone's getting one for free, so what a good target.
Okay, I'll target Arcbound Ravager with Force of Vigor, and then they go, alright, I'll sack Ravager.
Yeah, well, you target 2 things, right? Don't just target 2 Ravagers, they sack both, your spell does nothing.
Like, I find on the single target destroy an artifact thing, you want to hit plating. Or you hit what plating is
gonna go onto or
you
whatever.
Hit what's holding a plating.
Yeah.
If they only have 1 creature.
The fact that this is instant is relevant. Like, you can hit the plating and the the Inkmoth Nexus or whatever, which is kind of nice. Like normally you're like, kill your Inkmoth Nexus because I need to kill the threat. The plating falls off, they put it on something else. Whereas now you get to go kill that and the plating. You always get the plating, which is nice.
The other card that really come to mind because I can't remember what it's called. Ancient Grudge.
Ancient Grudge. Yeah, Ancient Grudge.
Right. So Ancient Grudge lets you do something similar to this.
Yep.
Except it only hits artifacts. And instead of exiling a green card, you're exiling your Ancient Grudge and you're spending 3 mana.
Yeah, that's
which is less good, obviously, because you have to play red and green. But you're probably like the kinds of decks that want this are probably red and green.
I mean, that's a pretty good that's a pretty good card to compare it to, I guess, because like you are getting the 2 cards out of it. That other one costs 3, or Ancient Grudge costs 3. This costs 4 if you're just paying for it. Ancient Grudge obviously has the upside that it's in installments, so that's what I like about Flashback, is that all Flashback cards have this inbuilt card advantage in them, in that first Ancient Grudge costs you 2 and a red. But the second one, you're paying green, so you have to play another color, but what you get for that is drawing another copy of Ancient Grudge and casting it, which is really, really good. The Ancient Grudge is one of the weird ones, because I know a lot of the monocolored ones just they cost 2 mana, but then on the backside it costs 6 mana, but the 6 mana side is drawing a card, which is that card, and casting that card. So, but Force of Vigor here, compared to Ancient Grudge, it lets you do it for free, right? You can be tapped out on your opponent's turn. Well, let's go for this big combo, whether it's like you said, an affinity deck. I mean, maybe just get a Tron deck. You know, they want to use that mana to cast something in the upkeep. You're just like, nah, kill your map and kill your other thing. Force them to crack the map. They lose their... I don't know. There's options.
The Wormcoil Engine, and then you hit one of the tokens.
You hit the Wormcoil Engine, and you use this to kill both tokens. That's kind of sweet.
You can't hit one of the tokens at the same time.
That's kind of cool. I like that. So this is part of a cycle. The other one is Force of Negation. 1 blue for an instant. If it is not your turn, you may exile a blue card rather than paying its cost, and it counters target non-creature spell and exiles it as well. So on your turn, it is just straight up dissolve, I think it was. Yeah, dissolve. And on your opponent's turn, it is like Force of Will Light. I really like this card. I think this is going to do some good stuff for the format. Dissipate, that's right. Dissolve was that stupid one that lets you scry. But I mean, we played it.
Yeah.
Or whatever the 3 mana thing is in standard, we will play. So to play a 3 mana, because that's what it is. Like, if you look at it and go, well, it's just dissolve, and then it has this upside as well. That upside has to be pretty good to want to play a 3 mana counterspell in Modern. I think this kind of does it. It enables the control decks to essentially stop all the degenerate gross nonsense that's happening in Modern at the moment, but it also means that those degenerate decks don't get to play this to protect their combo when they want to go off. So
also makes Snapcaster decks look really interesting. Like Snapcaster to fight Snapcaster decks though.
Right, okay. How does this interact with snapping it back? Because Force of Will, I know if you Snapcast for a Force of Will out of your graveyard, you don't get to...
If you Snapcast a Major, you pay 3.
Right, because the flashback cost is equal to the mana cost. You can't pay alternate cost to play those costs, right? So if you do want to snap it back, it's going to cost you the full 5 mana. But yeah, it is really interesting against those decks that, obviously, the combo decks are the main target here because it lets you just on like turn, they go first, you play a tapped land or a fetch land or something, and then they just go off. Now you actually get to do something with your mana. And that also means that the other thing you do could be like, especially if it's just 1 mana, like you just play 1 mana, it allows you to leave that mana up for something like a Flusterstorm as well. So if you get to play, because now that's legal.
I'm not above hitting a Manamorphose with this either.
No, especially, no, not at all. Like there's...
Take that Manamorphose and then like you're not going to be able to pass in flames it back.
Yeah, I'm totally in for that. Like that's... Yeah, the fact that it exiles is more relevant than... I think a lot of people are excited over the fact that it's free, but I think the fact that it exiles is also like just as important. But yeah, onto Flusterstorm. That's now legal. That's pretty cool. Take that, Storm.
I'm so happy about that.
Like
as if there wasn't enough hate for the deck already. It's still posting results. It's still crushing so many decks.
You can play it in Storm Mirror. That's pretty cool, right?
That's probably where it's going the most. Storm off Grapeshot, Flusterstorm.
Flusterstorm, you Flusterstorm? No, it goes both ways, right? Like you cast one, they cast one back. You gotta have 2.
It makes deciding on your Manamorphose a lot more interesting. Like, do I make a blue here so that I can Flusterstorm to protect all my stuff? Or
yeah, I like that.
Something that I thought of with Force of Vigor is we didn't really talk about enchantments. I guess like Rest in Peace Leyline.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For free.
Maybe.
For free.
Like if you're already playing like a cheaty deck and then they're like turn 0 Leyline, you're like, oh. Well,
yeah. How else are you gonna in your in your Grizzlebrand deck? You're already running Shoals and stuff. You're just like, all right, we'll kill that, and then I'm gonna play some Magic.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Play some degenerate Magic.
Yeah, I didn't come here to cast my spells. Like, yeah, I don't pay for them. That is kind of gross there. Because you look at both sides.
We can almost manifest stretch.
Well, who knows what we're getting, right? Like I said, Flashback's a thing that's happening. So they might print some fixed versions of some of the more busted Flashback cards. What did we see? Let me pull up a card. Because there's nothing particularly crazy with Flashback that's been printed yet. Firebolt and Lava Dart, I think, were the 2 that we've seen so far. And so Firebolt's just red for a sorcery, deal 2 to any target. Flashback for 5. It's nothing special. It's a fantastic limited card. Burn doesn't want this. I mean, this isn't for that. But it does mean Flashback is coming back.
I think it's for draft.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think it's all... look, like, they've got to print some iconic older cards too. Like, Firebolt is, that's the original Flashback burn spell, right? So, and it doesn't mean that's what we're going to get or other things like it. They're just putting that in the set. Obviously, this is a very Graveyard Matters set because we have seen a couple of other graveyardy type things as well. So, from a limited point of view, this makes perfect sense. But it also means we could get something like a Dread Return type card. Maybe.
Oh, they can't.
Oh, well, Dread Returns are currently banned in Modern, right? So it's not like it wasn't in the format. What do you got?
Yeah, it's banned.
It's banned, right? Yeah, cool. So they could print
what set it was in.
Dread Return. I'm going to say it was from... I don't know. I can't remember. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say it's from somewhere in Ravnica. Is it an Orzhov card? No, I think I'm thinking of the card they usually get or they used to get back with Dread Return. What was that dude? That dude was from Ravnica or something, wasn't he?
I don't know the card you're talking about.
A Dread Return, and it makes some dudes, and they sack the dudes, and then... I don't know if it was a Ravnica. I thought it was a Ravnica card. No.
And then one of them's a Flamekin Zealot.
These lists have changed. Flamekin Zealot. Are you from Ravnica?
Off the top of my head.
Is a Boros card from Ravnica, and that was the card they played because it made all your other creatures have haste.
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely not worth the time invested into finding that. But in saying that, graveyard stuff, right? So Dread Return is a Flashback card. We could see a similar card. I think it'd probably be fine. Like, with all the nonsense that's happening at the moment, you probably could just put Dread Return into Modern and it'd be fine. Like, is that really more degenerate than what people are doing right now?
Not with Lingering Souls.
Close. Well, Lingering Souls looks like it might be getting a buff too. Did you see the white card? Martyr's Soul. So 2 and a white for a 3/2 Spirit Soldier with Convoke. And when it ends the battlefield, if you have no tapped lands, it is a 5/4. Black White Tokens is always like... Ever since it was sort of like a bit of a joke deck when the Modern Event deck came out. But then like there's always stories of people at certain stores like, well, this dude kept bringing the Modern Event deck to Modern Events and he just kept winning them. And it's like, that deck was pretty damn close to being like playable. And this is definitely something that could push that in a direction. Because, like, 3 mana 3/2, even 3 mana 5/4, it's like, whatever. Like, Modern's better than just big dumb idiots. But, I mean, it's free, right? Like, if you're not casting this for free, then you're not casting this. So, it is just a free 5/4. And cards like Lingering Souls definitely want to see this card in the deck with them, I guess. I don't know. I think it's good.
Well, look at Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, right?
Tarmogoyf is an extremely cheap beat stick that comes down really, really early.
And people still love it.
You need to do a little bit more work. You need to do a little bit more work for this. Like, you got to put 3 dudes on the board.
But you get your payment, right? Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, again, that's probably the only place I can see this going. What else was exciting? The big idiot. Morphotron the Boundless. I love it. Moron fun.
The name sounds too much like Moron.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. So 7 mana, 6/6 legendary shapeshifter. It's a changeling, so it's every creature type. Enters the battlefield. You pick a creature type, and it makes all your spells of that creature type cost 5. Well, white, blue, black, red, green, less to cast, and it's also a lord for that. And it's also a lord for the chosen creature type. Discuss.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff for not much stuff.
I mean,
like it's an adaptive automaton with changeling.
Yep.
That makes your spells cheaper.
I mean, this is an auto include as the commander for every tribal commander deck, right? That cares about lots of colored things. Yeah. Like, this is your new Sliver commander.
Going, I don't have a commander.
You do now. It's Morphotron. No. It's time for some Moron fun. Let's go.
No, because he's a Sliver, so you can go and get him with Sliver Overlord.
I was thinking he is your commander, and now your Overlord is free. No, and your Hive Lord is free, and your Queen is free.
Yeah, but now your Overlord's in your deck, which is not where you want him.
Nah, that's fair.
You
okay.
Him in your command zone, so you can
that's fair. I mean, there's a lot of ways you get. There's tutors and stuff. What about dragons? All the dragon commanders kind of suck, right? This just plays a bunch of dragons. They just cost their colorless cost.
I think he's most at home in dragons.
Have you seen the art?
Play this.
Sorry, I'm just. Ooh, right. Yeah. Do we have enough scarecrows?
Unban Painter's Servant, bring back Pilipala combo. Let's go.
I'm in for that. I mean, look, Commander's meant to be fun, and that sounds like fun. But yeah, this is the auto include for every commanderless tribe, right? You just go, I'm just going to play elves, but I'm going to play all the elves with this guy. But yeah, no, I was saying I just got distracted by the artwork on it. It has the most hideous, like, I don't know what's going on in that picture. It's got a dude's head on an elk body.
If you go back and look at the changelings from Lore, they are all horrifying.
Well, this is the new most horrifying. It looks slimy to touch. You can see its internal organs.
I think it's called Shapesharer.
Shapesharer.
There's one that I've always hated. It's called Shapesharer. And there's this giant who's like, his art is this giant fishing in a lake.
Yep.
And so fishing for him is this dirty great net, and he's just got all these fish in this big old net. And there's just this disgusting blue freak sitting next to him who's made a net out of his arm, just going about his business. And the giant's looking at him, terrified.
All right, I'm getting the artwork up so I can look at this. Oh, his arm is the net. He just wants to be just like, that is, right. But he's like scaly, like he's a weird fish man.
Yeah, they're all disgusting.
What does a card do? Oh, it just becomes whatever it wants to. It's a 1 mana 1/1. It becomes a copy of a creature until your next turn.
It turns any shapeshifter.
Oh, okay. Well, if you hate this card, expect more of it to show up, I guess.
Hey.
Because your hang on. Your Morphophon could be Morphotron. Yeah, this is awful. Okay. But I mean, look, this card is super sweet. What about Modern? We're not playing this in Modern, right? You don't want to put it in actual Tron, Morphotron in Tron. They best say Tron, right?
This or Wormcoil Engine.
Yeah, like that's your 2 picks, right? So far, like yeah. Well, this is 7. This is your Khan. You either play Morphotron or Khan. I think that's fair. Where is it? Ice Fang Coatl. I like this card a lot.
Yeah.
2 mana 1/1 flash flying. Ambush Viper, right? But it flies and it draws a card. All right, hear me out because we spoke about this earlier and you were like, and I was like, this card's going to see Modern play. This is the best card we've seen yet. And it's just value. It's just so cheap. It's 2 mana. Sometimes it kills a thing. The snow thing doesn't matter that much. Like, we're going to get Snowlands, right? Like, you're going to play, well, I guess they're basics, but still, like, this card is awesome. Like, just 2 mana, draw a card. Like, this is your Baleful Strix, all right? So it's Baleful Strix, but sometimes it has the Death Touch.
Baleful Strix with Flash.
Yeah, so you're trading the Death Touch for
basically
Flash.
the Battlefield Streaks with Flash.
Yeah.
In a color combination that probably doesn't have as much access to Death Touch as Blue Black does.
It's also a color combination that if, and we'll see what happens, if they print it, Shardless Agent. Do you like it more if Shardless Agent is in Modern? Because it could be. Like, we haven't seen anything yet. I would be shocked if that card doesn't get put in here.
Yeah, for a while, I thought Shardless Agent was legal in Modern.
Right? Like, it makes sense.
Like, I forgot that it was printed in
whatever
Plane
it was.
Chase 2.
And then Commander 2016 or something.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the sort of card where you go, well, why wouldn't it be in Modern? I think that's what Modern Horizons is trying to address as well. Because cards like that, like Flusterstorm for me, like when I first started playing, I started playing before the first Commander product came out. But like I was only playing Standard and looking into Modern. So I wasn't really playing Commander. So when I was looking for cards for my Modern deck, I was like, oh, this is the perfect, like looking at Flusterstorm, I was like, this is the perfect like sideboard card for Jeskai Control. Like, why wouldn't you play this? Why is no one playing this? And then, yeah, I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, it's actually not legal. And yeah, so all these cards that kind of make sense in these formats that weren't there, I think that's what this set is trying to, like, address. So I guess, like, Shardless Agent would make sense from well, maybe not from a design standpoint, because it probably doesn't work with the rest of the set, because it looks like we're in some snowland. But a card like Shardless Agent, perhaps, could be printed. And then the Legacy decks or whatever get 2 copies, and they can choose, or whatever it may be.
I think if you're cascading into this off a Shardless Agent-esque card, like, let's say hypothetically, there's no Shardless Agent, and people decide, or there is, people decide to make Temur, like red, blue, green, Cascade. So, live in the dream, I'm gonna cast my Bloodbraid Elf, I'm gonna hit my Shardless Agent, I'm gonna hit my Ice Fang Coatl. How different is it to a Coiling Oracle with flying? Like, flying's great and everything.
I mean, you always...
Don't you want it for that get in with the gotchas value of, I've got 3 other snow permanents, you've swung in with your dumb dragon. Boop, here's a little snake. I'll block you, dude. I'll kill you, dude. I'll draw a card.
Well, all right. Answer me this.
That's what I want to be doing with it.
Okay, well, how many playable snow permanents, right? So, baseline, you play Ice Fang Coatl, there's 4 in your deck now, right? So, the 4th one always gets his man, right? No one's using removal.
Rise of Grishol brand.
No one's using their removal.
7/7. No, you don't.
Got him. But see, no one's using their removal on your Ice Fang Coatl, right? You've already drawn a card off it. It's just a 1/1. Like, they're not going to 2-for-1 themselves to kill it. So, let's say you have 1 in play. Well, now you only need 2 more snow-covered permanents, right? We got a land. Who knows what else we're getting? Maybe we get a snow-covered planeswalker. I don't know. Like, they're going to print more snow permanents. That'd be cool, right?
Eskimo.
Or snowman, right? It's just a snowman. But yeah, like you... How many snow permanents do you, like, you know, are they going to print that are going to be playable, right? Like, because that's obviously something they want to push. And it's not something we've gotten to really play with, like, because it's been in 2 sets. And only one of them's legal in Modern. So there's snowlands you want to play, like the Scry one. People play scrying sheets from time to time.
Scrying sheets. Get your scrying sheets.
Everybody gets some scrying sheets. I mean, it's fine. I'm actually kind of excited to see what Squid gets. Like, Squid's always been, like, a pretty good, like, tier 2-ish sort of deck. I mean, it has a minor sub, like, snow theme in it, because obviously he plays Scred. I mean, maybe you get something else that goes in there, too. Like, this set can be anything. Like, they can do whatever they want, right? So if there's a...
Scrying sheets has actually gone up.
Of course it has.
41 American.
I don't think it was... I don't think it's because of Ice Fang Coatl and the snow-covered lands, right? It can't be that. I imagine it's just because it's weird and old, and yeah, that's probably closer to what it is. But, like, I don't know. Like, I think this card is sweet. I think it's powerful enough to see play. If you can hit the Death Touch, then it's insane. If not, it's, yeah, Baleful Strix, but you can actually cast it. I don't know. I like being able to cycle it at the end of their turn. The body probably matters. What if you use the body for another reason? Maybe you can sack it to your the Cabal Therapist or something like that. Like, an effect like that where you can get the card, then use the body. I think this card's pretty good. I love the artwork too. Everything about it looks fantastic. I think the only thing I don't like about this set is the set symbol. I think the set symbol sucks.
It's very generic.
Yeah. All right, next card. We've only got it in, I'm going to say, French. but it is Prismatic Vista. So it's a land. You can tap it, pay a life, sacrifice it to search for any basic, and put it into play untapped. 5-color fetch land. Like a real fetch land. This is good, right?
Yeah.
Best card in the set? Done. All right, don't need to say anything else about it.
No.
Where do you want this? Is this
Day.
Is this like, all right, so you're not putting this in Jund, right? Right, 5-color lands are fantastic in greedy mana bases because it means you get the color you need. But you need to play basics. So if you only play 3 basics and you draw 2 of them, then this card does nothing a lot quicker than a normal fetch land will. That is a real cost.
Did you ever see the Tribal Flames Zoo deck?
I played the Tribal Flame Zoo deck.
That's where I'd put it.
Yeah, right? Like, that, yeah. I
Because
mean...
now you're not shocking yourself a bunch, so you're not playing a billion shocks, so you can hit your things when you want to.
That can't be... No. Look, it's...
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, no, a deck like that, though. No, I get what you're saying.
I need a forest this turn. I'll
Get my
grab
forest.
That's
Yeah.
a Birds of Paradise. Oh, do another Prismatic Vista. Oh, I need a swamp now.
It's good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think this is sweet. I think, like, just from a playability standpoint, you want to play Blue Moon, or a deck like Blue Moon, let's say. And you just spent your life savings, so now you have 4 copies of Scalding done. Right? And you need...
Time to build the deck.
Ready to build the deck, and then you're like, oh, God, I need Flooded Strand. Like, I just need more fetch. What am I going to... You get the Prismatic Vista, right? You get 2 copies of that or 3 copies of that, and it does the same thing in a 2-color deck like that has a heavy basic theme, right? That's it. And you didn't have to spend $40 for a Flooded Strand, which you're only using the blue from. This is arguably better than that because it gets... Blue Moon's not playing a basic mountain, but if it was, this is just better, right? Or cheaper. And, like, that's a real consideration. Like, Magic's an expensive game, and if there's a card that does the same thing for some people to be a little bit cheaper, I think it's good. And whether it gets played like it's artificial in the fact that, well, the fetch lands are so expensive, I'm just going to play this, or whether it is just a good card, I think we'll see a bunch of this stuff. A bunch of this card in Modern.
Yeah.
And every Commander deck ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is auto-included there. So, good value card. I like it a lot.
I think I figured out something to do with Seasoned Pyromancer.
Yeah, that one. Where is it? Seasoned Pyromancer. 1 red, 2/2, Shaman. I like it. You enter the battlefield, filters your hand, draws your cards if you have no hand, makes some dudes. Like, I don't think this card has a bad mode. I just don't know where you put it.
Phoenix.
Delete this now. Oh, God, it does too.
I can't believe we didn't think about Phoenix.
Yeah, right? Like, wow, this is fantastic.
I remember that back when we were talking about Force of Vigor, and I was like, when do I derail this
to dive into Phoenix
for this mythic?
Yeah.
Take Phoenix and let him soar.
Because I when I was looking at Kasmina, I think it was, from the new set, I was like, well, from standard, Kasmina seems cool because you can play it, it filters through your deck and discards, which is something Phoenix wants to do, and it makes a body, which is also something Phoenix wants to do, because it's not always the most aggressive deck, and sometimes you just want to put something into play to sort of gum up the ground and, like, slow the game down so your Phoenixes can win. I mean, this does both of those, plus, like, it's better costed. The other side of it, pay 5 to just spit out 2 elementals, is not irrelevant too. It's just whether it's too slow for Modern Phoenix, because that deck can do some stuff, but I like this as a set of sort of like I know I'm doing something stupidly busted, but here's my fair side of the deck, and I think this does that pretty well.
Yeah.
I like this a lot more now, yeah, Phoenix. Because I was like, this card's sweet, but like, who's playing this? That's who's playing this. Of course they're playing this. What else we got? Bunch of commons. The absolute most pushed Changeling, I think. It's just 1 and a white for a 3/1, which is a card we already have. And this is a shapeshifter. So it's exactly, what is it, Scion of the Sixth Pride or whatever, which was 2 mana for a 3/1. It even references that on the card. So, cool, this exists. Do you want it? Probably not. Does your travel deck want it? Maybe. Great for budget commander or whatever. And it's probably good for those tribes. Like, it is playable enough that it's good for those tribes that don't have a good, like, selection of 2-drops that people will want it. Those decks could see something from the Changelings too. But, Elvish Fury is a reprint. It's green for an instant. It has buyback 4. Target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn. That is it. It's a pump spell, right? Like, I know it's expensive. It's expensive. But it has buyback. Does Infect want another pump spell? You hit him, you buy it back. That's it. then next turn you do it again. Like, I don't know. Just interesting, but it is also, it's got buyback. So this is the first buyback card we've seen. Let's all pray to the magic gods that we get Capsize, and that is that.
Oh.
We don't need to talk about this anymore, right?
I'll quit one when Capsize turns up.
I don't know. I like taking turns. I'd love to see Capsize, right? That seems like a legitimate win condition for that deck. Take the turn, you bounce the stuff. You take the turns, you bounce the stuff. The opponent doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Is Stream of Thought a reprint? Because I feel like I've seen it before, but I don't know.
It looks familiar.
That's really interesting.
Is that the one with not Kicker? Yeah, not Kicker. I've said this a bunch of times. Is it Kicker? Replicate. Oh yeah, Replicate's just Kicker, right? I
think it's new.
I've mentioned this a lot when talking about cards before, but like most Magic mechanics are just Kicker, right? Like Elvish Fury is green and Kicker cost 4, and the Kicker effect is you return the card to your hand, right? And Replicate, right? So Replicate is just Kicker, but you get a second copy of the spell. And obviously Kicker, it kicks it and does something different. Flashback is just Kicker, except you pay for the Kicker later, right? So it gets its Kicker there. But yeah, so many Magic mechanics are just Kicker with a different name. And I think that's fine. Like, I get that, like, if something works in one way, you want to make sure that's consistent or whatever. Which one was it? Stream of Thought. All right, hang on.
Cards of the library into the grave. Yep.
No, I've got it. No, I don't have it. No, I've got it. Go. Stream of Thought. Found it. Got it. Yep. So what is it?
It's a blue mana for a sorcery. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. You shuffle up to 4 cards from your graveyard into your library. Replicate for 2 blue.
5 mana to do it twice.
Yes.
So 5 mana mill 8, then a million mana mill 6, 12, whatever it is. Yeah, nah. It's close. Cool. Like, so that's new, is it? That's not a reprint?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think it's a new card.
That artwork looks like it could be old. Not saying it's bad. It just resembles.
Real unsettling.
It just resembles MTG, old MTG. Stream of Thought.
Yeah.
Nah, it looks like this is it. This is new. This is a new card. Yeah. What's the artwork represent? He puts a bucket on his head and now he's sad. You take the bucket off and now he's happy.
Hey.
Because he's got the happy mustache. Well, that dude is just a big beard. It's a walking beard. I hope that's a new creature type, walking beard. Like a subset of wizards or something. It's a walking beard.
Changelings will love it.
The changelings love the walking beard.
Maybe it's just a big dumb commander player in me, but like there's something about this card that speaks to me. I like effects that can put cards back from your den into your deck. Like,
well, that's the important part of this card, right?
Yeah, I know Mill has very much disappeared. I kind of like the idea that it's target player, so you can target yourself. You can mill 4 yourself, and then you can put a bunch of cards.
You mill 4, and then you put the same 4 back into your deck.
Whoops!
Change my mind. Sorry.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, like it's interesting. The fact that it does put the cards back is probably the most important part about the card. But yeah, it's just there. I imagine this is again, this is a limited card. It depends how good the flashback deck is in the draft format, but I'm not against Stream of Thoughting myself to try to draw a couple of cards that have flashback on them and then shuffle in the win conditions or the things that I want to rebuy good cards later on. Obviously, they're going into your deck, which, yeah, whatever. Once they're in there, they're in there. But, like, the fact that you can put cards into your bin and put cards back, I mean, in Innistrad, like, you'd take a lot of, like, crazy measures to mill yourself just because in that deck it was kind of like drawing cards. But your biggest fear was running out of cards. So this sort of negates that a little bit. So, I mean, whether it's worth a card slot in your deck.
With Lab Maniac.
Yeah, right. I mean, look, you had to open it. I think it was a rare in that set, so... But, like, you could do some pretty nutty stuff. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that draft format because, yeah, you would do some crazy stuff. And with Flashback, self-mill is sometimes just drawing a bunch of cards. So anything that incidentally did it with that format was very, very good. This incidentally does it, and it also lets you put stuff back in so you don't just lose. So, I don't know. It's a card. It's definitely a card.
It wouldn't surprise me if some degenerate Lantern deck popped up and just pulled some rabbit out of its hat with it, or bearded man.
Some bearded man pulls a bearded man out of its hat.
But it's a shuffle.
Yep.
So if you've got your lantern out, you're looking at the top card of your library. You're like, I don't like that. I've already used my bells and my codex shredders, all those little shenanigans and everything. Target my opponent or myself, depending on how their deck's looking, how your deck's looking, and then I'll put these things back that I just sacrificed.
Do it again or whatever,
that we just removed to try and get the lock happening again and everything.
You're close, actually, yeah.
On a level, I think Lantern could do something with it, because
if anyone's going to abuse it, right? That's the deck.
Yeah, we're looking at the replicate cost, and we're going, this effect costs 5 mana to do it.
Yep.
But that 1 blue mana symbol, yeah, you just turn 1 land sideways and you can
just do that, yeah.
You can do some awful things.
So this is your sleeper card of the set then, so far?
Yeah, maybe.
I like it. Take a big stab, like a big gamble. I like it.
I think it could do some real damage if in the hands of an intelligent Magic player.
The right deck, yeah, you could definitely do some stuff. Yeah. I think. What else do I have? Savage Swipe. It's just another card. It's probably not like. The card itself isn't relevant, but the text might be. It's green, sorcery. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If its power is 2, then it fights target creature you don't control. So it gives a creature +2/+2 if its power is 2. And then it fights something else. So essentially you make your 2/2 or 4/4, then it fights something. If you don't have a 2/2, you just can't cast it. In terms of efficiency, green to pump a dude and kill a dude, like these effects are normally...
You know, if you have a dude that isn't a 2/2, you can cast it.
Sorry.
It just doesn't
and then it just fights, right? Power 2 or greater, I don't know whether that's going to be a relevant thing. That might just be this card. I know we've seen in formats before, power 4 or greater being a relevant like line of text on a card, so I just wonder whether...
Exactly 2.
Yeah, but I wonder if there's going to be a power 2 mechanic or something. Perhaps we could see that. So, look, we're not playing this in Modern. I was more just bringing attention to the fact that power 2 is a thing, and we do see it on one other card now. I think about it. We have Prohibit as well. So, counter target spell if its converted mana cost is 2 or less. And then if you kick it, so it costs 4 mana to kick it, it counters a spell that costs 4 or less. It reminds me of Spell Snare. It's like a more flexible Spell Snare. Like, Spell Snare was amazing because you always got you got your mana's worth because you always got something that cost more, and that's what I really liked about it. But late game, they're like, here's this 3-drop, and you're like, you're just looking at a Spell Snare. Whereas here's like 2 mana to counter something that costs 2 or less. Well, you're trading like at parity there. They spend 2, you spend 2. That's great. And then you draw it late game, and they're like, you get into here's a thing, here's a cryptic command, here's whatever it may be, and you're like, well, I'll kick it, and now I get to counter that with this card that, if it was a Spell Snare type effect or whatever, it would be dead. I don't know. It's cool.
I think it's a little overshadowed by Force of Negation.
Oh, of course. I think anything that counters a spell in this format that isn't that or Flusterstorm is going to get out overshadowed. But I think it's important to talk about it because of that, because I think a lot of people will just go, it's not Force of Negation, don't worry about it. But Prohibit as a card, this is a reprint, it is a powerful card, it is a really unique effect. And you can sort of look at it like it's a modal spell, it's an efficient counter spell for things that cost 2 or less, and then it's an efficient counter spell for things that are 4 or less, because you tend to always pay the same amount they did, so you're not really behind on it. I don't know. I think it's worth mentioning.
It's like a fatal push on the stack.
Yeah, it's fatal. Imagine if it cost 1 and then 3 though. That if this card was blue, do the thing and then kick it. Even if the kicker was 3, so if it was it was just Spell Snare, but then you could kick it for 3, obviously you're going to play it because it's better than Spell Snare. Modal spells are good. That's all. I like things that can do 2 things.
Speaking of modal spells.
Ooh, what have you found?
Goblin War Party.
Yep. Definitely. Oh, right. Actually. Yeah, no. And it's probably worth talking about because it has a mechanic we haven't looked at yet.
Yes.
All right, well, I'll read it then. Or do you want to read it? You got it there? You're excited. You brought it up. Tell me about it. What's it do?
True. So, Goblin War Party is a sorcery for 3 and a red that choose 1, create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, or creatures you control gain haste until end of turn, or you can pay 2 more and a red to do both.
So 7 mana,
Fine.
7 mana, 6 power with haste. That's the entwined one. You 7 mana, so it's a 7 mana 6/6 split over 3 bodies, which is sometimes better, sometimes worse. 7 mana. Both sides of this kind of suck, right?
Yeah.
Like you take the entwine off this card, we don't even talk about it.
I'm never paying 4 mana for Goblin Bushwhacker without the body.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. No body Bushwhacker. Nice. Well, I mean, depends how wide you've gone. No, it gives toughness, right? Does Bushwhacker give toughness?
I think so.
It's probably not relevant. Like when you're suiciding those guys in, right?
Yeah. One of them will get through.
All right, so entwine's a thing. Like that's cool. Yay, I guess. Are there any playable entwine spells we've ever seen? Not really. Like in modern, at least. Like Tooth and Nail's fantastic. Yeah, Tooth and Nail's fantastic, and we're not getting it. So there you go. Here's entwine, and we're also not getting a card that I'm sure everybody would be very happy to open. All right, but like
it makes me hopeful. Like we've seen a couple. We've seen.
Well, nothing's been
Storm card, which probably means that it'll be the only Storm card. But
well, we've seen 2. There's 2. Aura Shards, Wing Shards. Is there 2?
There's 2. So we've got 2 Storm cards, which means that there might be some Storm stuff. There's Flashback.
Yep.
There's Cycling. There's Replicate. There might be some Entwine.
I think Kicker can just be...
Actually, there's heaps of mechanics in this set.
I think Kick is like borderline that vanilla mechanic now. Like Kick is just a thing, right? Like I don't think... Hey, look, also, Entwine, kind of just Kicker, right?
Just modal Kicker.
It's just another Kicker, but you get to pick either side. So I guess, yeah, it's a little bit different. But,
Picker or Kicker?
Well, I now know what to name this when I put this up on YouTube. Are all magic... Episode 1, are all magic mechanics just Kicker? ? Yes, they are. Like, that's just what it is. Hell, even the Pyromancer kind of had Kicker, right? Like, Kicker, discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards, right? Like, yeah. I mean, you have to do it with that one, but still, that's fine. Yeah, well, like, the way Wizards usually design sets is that they design for limited, so we're going to see a bunch of Entwine stuff that probably, like this, sucks, but we could see some really powerful rares as well.
I think this could actually be really good in limited.
Oh, this is going to be incredible, right? You get to a board store and they've got 4 dudes and you got 4 dudes and now you have all the dudes.
Flatting out. Oh, no.
War party. It's party time, boys. Yeah, no, this is exactly right. I think this card's going to be a house. Like, it's a pretty good common. But, again, both sides, from a limited standpoint, like 4 mana make 3 1/1s, sure. 4 mana the other side. You don't cast the other side unless you're winning. So, that's whatever. But, like, we could get an Entwine Matters card.
Haste for 4 mana when you've just... The only reason you want haste on your dudes is because you've just played some dudes.
Yeah, right.
But if you're holding the war party and you play anything that isn't make 3 1/1s.
Yeah, right, because for 3 mana, there's going to be nothing that's as powerful as 3 1/1s for 3 mana, right? So, I mean, you could play the Pyromancer, because that costs 3, which gives you a 2/2 and 2 1/1s, and then you cast the Goblin War Party you draw off the Pyromancer for just give them all haste. So now you've made a 3/3, 2 2/2s, and they got haste, and that's a pretty good deal if you've got a board.
Definitely.
So I figured it out. I look forward to seeing you do that. If I open a Pyromancer, you best believe I'm taking it and I'm playing it. I think that card's fantastic.
Horizons Limited.
Yeah, that's my new dream. Well, there we go. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, I think that's pretty much... Like, it's not every card. There's a couple more. There's, like, the Vanishing. So that's the other mechanic, yeah. So there's the Deep Forest Hermit. So it's 3 green for a 1/1 Elf Druid. That's very expensive. It's got Vanishing 3. When it ends the battlefield, create 4 1/1 squirrels. So you're getting 5 power, but your squirrels also get +1/+1. So you're getting 9 power for 5 mana across 4 bodies. If he dies, the squirrels become squirrels again instead of, like, beast squirrels.
Which is great. This set is going to have squirrel tokens.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get squirrel tokens.
If you get nothing else from this card,
this is all you're getting.
Will have squirrel tokens.
People love a good squirrel token. So this is Deranged Hermit, right? But instead of... I'm going to say Echo.
Is it Echo?
Morph or Echo?
It's just frantic.
Type. Deranged Hermit. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Hermit Druid. No, I want
Echo.
Deranged.
Yes.
It's Echo. Yes. Exactly the same card, right? But with Echo.
Exactly the same card, but with Echo instead of Vanishing.
Because this is just better.
I think so.
Well, I mean, you got to pay for the other one twice. This one, yeah, it dies in 3 turns, but I mean, you just played 9 power for 5 mana. You're gonna kill him, right? If you're playing this is your end game. Hey, you can
You've given up that turn to get some little squirrely boys, and
If-
you've
yeah.
given up the next turn to keep the strong squirrely boys.
Whereas this is just 1 turn, but now you got 3 turns to use your squirrels. I like that better. You can war party after you play this. That's a good use of 9 mana. 9 power with haste. There you go. There's a card you can play. Yeah, well, this means vanishing, but this is interesting because it does mean vanishing is going to be something in the set. Vanishing is cool because it means you can make some really overstated dudes that die, like something with vanishing 1 and haste, right? Like you could do something like that. Also, if they do print other vanishing cards, I can't think of anything I actually care about with vanishing. It's not a particularly standout mechanic. Is there anything with vanishing we care about? Let's have a look. None of these cards are particularly good. Here's a dude with vanishing 1. Lava Core Elemental is a 3 mana 5/3 with vanishing 1. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a time counter on Lava Core Elemental. It's kind of cool. But that is in Modern, so you probably won't see that. Oh, Vanishing is only from Modern? Is that what we're... I thought Vanishing was older. No, Vanishing is from it's from Planet Chaos. There you go. I thought it was older than that. There you go. But this is cool. Like if they do some throwbacks to other cards that have existed and just whack Vanishing on them, yeah, I'm in for that.
Well, they've messed around with Cabal Therapy and made the Cabal Therapist, so...
I mean, I think with Flashback in the set, you could just print Cabal Therapy, right?
All bets are off now. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's the...
Oh, that's actually...
They
yeah.
do anything.
That's actually really
do
interesting.
anything.
But yeah, obviously they can do whatever they like. What else have we got? I suppose we'll look at Choking Tethers as well, because that has cycling. That is our cycling card that we've seen so far. 4 mana, instant tap 4 target creatures. That kind of sucks. You can cycle it for 1 and a blue. Sorry, up to 4. Yep, you can cycle it for 1 and a blue, which is great to see on a card. And when you cycle it, you may tap target creature. Now that gets a lot better, right? Anything that gives you a free ability, like 2 mana tap a dude, draw a card. Again, you're not playing that unless there's a reason to. Well, I mean, so you get into a set that has something like, so there's a spoiler that came out, and I say spoiler loosely because it was a leaked card. But that leaked card does care a lot about cycling. So when you have something that cares about cycling, now cards with cycling get better. We saw it in Armenket. There was the Drake Haven that turned into a deck. But so like when you have something that cares about it, like I played a bunch of the what was it? Vintage Masters had Astral Slide, and like I played a bunch of that on Moto when that was around. That set was super sweet. Those drafts were expensive, but they were very fun. But yeah, one of the decks was Astral Slide, and you just drafted a bunch of cards that cared about cycling and flickered a bunch of stuff. So, when you have something like that in a set that actually cares about it, that's going to make you do it, or want to do it at least. And so yeah, the card that was leaked, not spoiled, is basically a new version of Astral Slide. I don't really want to go into it too much until it gets officially spoiled, but I think not mentioning it either would be kind of like counterintuitive to what we're doing here. Yeah, look, there's probably going to be a deck that cares about it, at least in Limited. The card that spoiled, we didn't actually get to see the rarity of it, so we don't actually know. If it's a rare, then it's just a limited deck where you get lucky and find the rare. I don't think, as it stands by itself, it's powerful enough to see Modern play or to create a new archetype, but we've just got to see what cycling stuff shows up. We did just get a bunch of cycling dual lands, which is cool, and they're fetchable, so that's something. But yeah, we kind of just have to wait and see on that one, I think. That's all the mechanics. I'm pretty sure that is it now. We've gone through all the mechanics. We've got the changelings, yep. Snow permanents are back. No, I may as well look at one of the snow lands as well. The island looks awesome. They all look great. Snowlands are back. They're full art. People are going to want to buy this set just to open, just for the lands, right? Like, that's going to happen.
I have a collection of snow-covered mountains,
yep.
And that is a tasty upgrade.
I don't know if these are better than the Ice Age ones. Let's see the mountain. That mountain is quite nice. The ones that have the pinnacle with the blue through it, I think, especially in foil, those things are going to be stunning. That plain's incredible. Forest is just some... the forest just looks like some Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And the swamp, there's not a lot going on in the swamp, but I actually kind of think that's the nicest one. Like, it's just real clean.
Yeah.
Reminds...
you got the blue lines in the ice.
Yeah.
That I think will
really pop. Yes. Yeah, these are great. People are going to want them. There's your baseline as well. Like, you want to buy a booster box of this and crack the packs and whatever. This looks like it's being designed in the same way that a master set is in terms of limited. So if you're going to get a box, don't crack it, do draft it. These sets are usually incredible. But in saying that, I imagine this is every pack. So 36 snow-covered lands per box. Like, there's your baseline. Like, if we're talking about financial value or whatever in terms of buying a box, like, there's your draw card right there. I want to open them. I want to look at them. I want them in foil.
If nothing else, you go for the basic.
Yeah, right. Like, you get a buck out of a basic with every pack, probably. But yeah, I think that's everything for what we've seen so far. They did sneaky a couple of last minute ones on us, but I think that's it. Let's have a quick look at the see what's been released. Last spoiler released was Season Pyromancer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The last 5 they released were all rares and mythics, which is cool. So we've seen 2 mythics, I think, so far. Flusterstorm is a regular rare, which is probably very good because that card's going to be very expensive.
What's the buyer box?
It's the buyer box as well. So that was the other card that got leaked.
Well, it's been confirmed now.
They've come out and said, yeah, well, yeah. So look, there's going to be more. The art's different though on the buyer box, correct? I didn't get a good look at the one that was leaked, but I'm pretty sure it was different.
I think so.
So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, get your boxes. Like, you're gonna get your value from the snow-covered lands and your Flusterstorm promo, so that's sweet. We've seen 2 cards from the Force cycle. So we've got the green Force of Vigor and the blue one. So speculation, what do we reckon? The red one, I'm gonna say it's a Fire Blast type card.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
I don't know how much damage it'll deal. I'm kind of hoping it's just like. Am I hoping it's Fire Blast Lightning Bolt that costs 3? Because that's a real cost, right? Especially if you're burn, right? You don't want to have a 3-mana sorcery, or a 3-mana instant. But losing a card sucks, right?
Yeah, even exiling a card from your hand can be a big cost.
All right, so I'm going to say 2 and a red. It is Force of Lightning. Oh, it even sounds great. Force of Lightning. 2 and a red. 2 and a red or 3 and a red? Let's go 3 mana, because we've got Lava Spikes and Light Up the Stage and all that sort of stuff that's 3 mana, turns into 1. So let's do that. 3 mana, and it just deals 3 damage to any target. I like that.
I want 4.
You want 4 damage? I think you're mad. I don't think you get it. You're going to say 4?
I'm not exiling a card from my hand.
For 3?
It's probably a Lava Spike, so that I can cast my Lava Spike at instant.
What if it's a Goblin Guide and now they've played a Tarmogoyf? It's never getting through. And it's like, well, I'll just cash in this Goblin Guide, turn it into a Lightning Bolt.
Impossible, because I'll play the Goblin Guide on turn 1.
Fair enough. All right, so you're going to say 4 damage. I'm going to say 3 at 3 mana. If you're doing 4, it's got to be 3 and a red, casting cost, right? Or what about 1 red as the casting cost?
Yeah, it'd be
red. Let's go red.
Just all in. Triple
red, 4 damage. Done. I like it. All right. Black, I think we're going to see it's Doomblade, right? Surely it's going to be like a 4-mana Doomblade.
No, because that's Snuff Out.
Snuff Out's Pay for Life, right? And Pay for Life is way better than Exile a Black card.
We have a black don't pay any mana.
Contagion, right? Was it? Contagion? Was that what it was called? Contagion? I'm looking it up. Aggressive typing.
Card knowledge. Pay 1 life, exile a black card from your hand rather than pay Contagion's mana cost. Yeah, you're right.
Distribute
2.
Well, that's not this.
-2, -1 counters.
Yeah, it's not that.
1 or 2 target creatures.
Well, that's pretty cool. I don't think it's that, because Modern Magic does not include -2, -1 counters. I'm sorry, we're not doing that. How about... Yeah, I think it is 4 mana, so 3 and a black. And it just kills a creature. It is 3 and a black, destroy target creature. Exile a black card, do it for free. I don't think it's Doomblade or Fear or non-black. I think it's just 3 and a black, kill a dude. That's something you don't want to play in Modern. And then exile a card, do it for free. We've got Slaughter Pact, which is 3 mana. Well, it's sort of 3 mana. It's free, then it's 3 mana. I think 4, kill a dude. I think that's great. Because it's got to be an instant. The other 2 are instant, so I'm pretty sure the cycle will all be instant. So we can't really do discard, because instant speed discard sucks.
Some form of Sign in Blood is too crazy, right?
Oh, exile a card to draw 2 cards? That's just straight up a card, right? That's parody. It's Faithless Looting, right? Lose 2 life, draw... If you lose 2, draw 2, but you have to cast and exile a card, you're just replacing 2 cards in your hand for 2 life.
It has to be an instant. It has to be an instant, because they all talk about if it's not your turn.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Okay. That's even more relevant.
We can't make it a sorcery, so we can't make it something like Sign in Blood, because that would be...
Well, Sign in Blood's an instant, isn't it?
No, it's a sorcery.
but it goes face. Is that the difference? You can shoot them with it.
It's
Sometimes you shoot them with it.
loses 2 and draws 2.
Yeah, I've killed people with that before. Okay, what if you had it at instant speed and it was 4 mana instant, lose 2, 4 mana instant, right? So just like 2 black, lose 2, draw 2, and then you can exile a card to do it for free. Then you could chain them, right? You'd get another one off it. You're like, well, I didn't like those 2, let's do it again. Oh, I didn't like those 2, let's do it again. Like that cost is real.
It might be a little bit too strong, but they could have.
These are strong cards. So is
that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Force of Negate or whatever it's called is strong, right? That is strong. So I think going like that is probably cool. I think I'll go 4 mana. Still, I think it's just kill a dude for 4 mana or for free. But I don't hate like saying that it could be some sort of like draw 2. I think I like that. It's good too. I like that we have differing opinions. Yeah. That way somebody gets to be wrong. Because we'll look back on this. Yeah, we both probably are, right? And then the white one, the white one's gonna suck. It's just gonna be like gain a bunch of life.
Yeah, the white.
Sorry.
I don't have high hopes for the white card.
What's the white pitch card? Is there one? I'm looking it up because that was a cycle too, right?
Yeah.
Pitch spell, MTG, wiki. Here we go. What do you got for me? Alliances.
I want to know all of them. What are
you ready? This is what we've worked with. We've got Scars of the Veteran, which is 5 mana. You may remove a white card in your hand rather than play the cost. Prevent the next 7 damage that would be dealt to target creature or player. Wait for it. At the end of turn, put a +0/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way.
Oh, mint.
And then we've got Shining Shoal, which is a card that even the most intelligent, skilled Magic player would probably still get wrong because it's so stupidly worded. You may remove a white card with converted mana cost X in your hand from the game rather than pay Shining Shoal's mana cost. The next X damage that a source of your choice would deal to you or a creature you control this turn is dealt to target creature or player instead.
My goodness.
It's just a big mouthful of stuff. It's awful. Don't ever play it on Magic Online either. Like, I'm seeing people have trouble just like with some of the stuff on Arena where you have to like target something, then sack something to pay the cost. Targeting their creature, then sacking their creature, which was also the target, and just fizzling their own spell. I've seen that a bunch of times on Arena. This is a card that does exactly that. So, Sunscour was the one we didn't look at. 5 white sorcery. You may remove 2 white cards. Destroy all creatures. We're only pitching 1, and an instant wrath on their turn. No, I don't think we're doing this. Cool artwork, though. Is a rhino getting ruined. Oh, yeah, you're not getting... No. You're not getting a lightning bolt that deals 4 for that cost. Pyrokinesis is 4 red. Exile a red card without losing life, and it deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. There's no way you're getting 4. I think 3 were being pretty ambitious there.
Excuse me. Exquisite Firecraft. That was 3 mana, deal 4 with upside.
You got to pay for it. This one's free, right? All right, well, we'll see. What do you think the white one is? I don't think it's a wrath. I imagine it's going to prevent a bunch of damage and do something stupid.
Gain some life,
prevent some damage. Let's also take a guess of what if Wizards decide that they want to get us all because we're all just going to go, it's just healing self for free, right? We're all going to say that. How are they going to get us? If you were going to make a good white pitch card, what would it be? It's Swords to Plowshares, right?
No.
1 and a white for a Swords. 2 mana Swords to Plowshares.
I'd make some tokens.
Make some tokens?
Possession.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that.
Some of that is Raise the Alarm.
Yeah.
Master's Call, I think it was.
Yep. Made artifact creatures or whatever. Yep. I'm my money's on 2 mana Swords to Plowshares. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're getting.
Big segue.
Which one?
We just spent so much time looking up different.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna edit this. This is fine. It's gonna get edited. I'm not gonna edit it. I'm just putting it all in there.
Actually, I almost forgot. So I am quite excited to see Goblin Matron.
Oh, yeah. I totally skipped that card because I'm like, yeah, this isn't playable.
Goblin Matron is a 3 mana creature.
Yep.
For 2 and a red for a 1/1 creature goblin. When it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for any old goblin.
Ooh.
Reveal it.
Or a new one. You can get a new one too from this set. Pro tip. Does that care about changelings?
Yes.
Oh.
Changeling is all creature types at all times.
On the card.
That's right. You can go get your Morophon the Boundless.
Ooh, that is I expect to be Morophon in... You know what? I expect to do this in Limited to somebody.
Yeah.
and have them go, what? As I do it. It'd be amazing. But yeah, like, new goblins could be cool. Again, like, this set seems tribal focused, whether it's just for limited. Because this could just be for limited as well. But yeah, I guess we just wait and see. We're in official spoilers as of this week, I believe. The couple of rares and the snowlands we got over the weekend was like a taste of things to come. So I guess we just sit back and sort of see where we go from here. As we get more spoilers, we will be running over those as well. All right. Have you got anything else you want to add? Because I think that's me done on all these cards.
Yeah. I'm good now.
We'll see. You got the goblin out of your way. We'll see who wins the classic pitch off with the pitch cycle. But yeah, this is sweet. There's a lot of awesome cards. There's some unexpected stuff. The fetch land is really cool. The force cycle is really, really sweet. So yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here.
What was your take on what was your vote on a sleeper?
Oh, a sleeper from the cards we've seen so far.
Yeah, because I said Stream of Thought.
Yeah. I'm going to say Flusterstorm. I think that card might have a little bit of potential, yeah. Mine was the Icefang Coatl, right? That's the card I'm hoping. Like, that's the card that I look at and go, this thing is too good not to see play, right? And I know it might be seen as like, oh, that's a safe choice. It's a rare, blah, 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 blah. But
it's an ambush viper with wings.
But it might not be like, yeah, it's very close already, but it needs a home. So that's the card I'm betting on so far. But as we get more, we'll see, and we can update all that. All right, guys, so that's going to be all for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and all those sort of good things. Feel free to leave a comment below about the cards that you're hoping for, or maybe your speculation for the Force Cycle. As always, I've been Ryan, aka Deathrite Squid, joined by Kayosky. David, anything else you want to say?
Nah, thanks very much for watching, everybody.
Catch you later, guys.